Hey guys, this is the Gaming Robot, and I want to welcome you back once again to the Birch Forest Railway. You join me here at dockside on what is obviously a very rainy day, and today on the continuation of the whole goods series to the docks, or heavy freight, call it what you will, we are going to be doing some shunting at the docks. And this is essentially just a video to prove that this is sort of a working railway. I do shunt all of the stock, coaching stock, and rolling stock around just for realism, I guess. But I do form all of the trains that you see in the video. So the carriage sidings are at midpoint, and if I want a passenger service, depending on the class region, so if it's, for example, the King class, that will be Great Western, so I'll get the brown, and is it brown? I think it's brown. Yeah, I'll get the brown and cream, chocolate and cream, there we go, chocolate and cream liveried coaches, the Mark 1s, and I'll bring those into Shed Station or Midpoint, depending where the loco starts. And if it's LMS or Northeastern, I'll usually give those the maroon livery Mark 1s. There's recently been add-ons for teak coaching stock, which is more Northeastern, at least for Steam. So that will be useful to add if I wanted to expand the carriage sidings. Anywho, that's not what we're here to do today. We're here to do today sort of an experimental idea. Usually when someone's showcasing these sort of mods, they'll have it so it goes around on a long track, or they'll go through multiple locos, just starting them up, moving them forward a bit, saying they like it, and then turning off and moving on to the next loco. This will be, hopefully, an entire shunting maneuver. We have XB Oracle's Class 37 here as part of Dragon's Modern British pack, and we have a Class 08 as part of the Industrial base pack, Class 08 Arc Shunter. All of the rolling stock and loco seen or featured within the video will be in the description if you'd be ever so inclined to read it. That's enough rambling. Let's get into the 37. Nice first-person view here. Raining. Oh, looks like we got a leak. That's not good. Right. This sounds a really annoying horn, doesn't it? Oh, wrong button. Wait, why isn't my horn working? That's the right button. There we go. Okay. YouTubering. So it should be forward. Gotta wait for it to warm up a bit. Oh, there we go. Jump start. Right. So in theory, while this is happening, let me just start up the shunter. We're gonna need this, and let's just... Yep, I've already violated many health and safety laws, allowing the loco to just move on its own power whilst I start up another loco. So this should be relatively easy, as I've got them in rakes of 6 or 4, the wagons themselves. Ooh, that's a tight corner. I don't like that. So it should be a relatively easy procedure, he says. But the main problem that I'll have is probably the points and gauging distance. So we're going to take our 37, we're going to run round, we'll connect up to the brake van, pull it out of the loop, and then stable beside the building here. No, this is... Yes, this is a building. It's just a brick box. A box of bricks, essentially. I'm going to assume that was set in favor of points for me. Brake. Brake. Why aren't you braking? Brake harder. Heavy loco. Okay, and then we fly, because running's boring. It was set with me, wasn't it? Yes. Okay, good. Right, so now we change ends, because that seems a bit more sensible. And we back down on to the brake van. at a steady speed. Press the right button. That's the right button. I'm in the second man seat. I'm now in driver's seat. Yep, cool. This wiper doesn't work, but I don't think it matters because we got a leak. So yeah, hopefully if everything's going well, the video is A, recording, B, sounds relatively okay, and the only background issues, the background noises that you can hear will probably most likely be me clicking for no reason, and mechanical keyboard stuff. I also reliveried, is that a word? Probably. The Class 37 into the National, is it Great National Rail? No, it's British Railways, with these steady. I think I got it, unless it's in shunting mode, in which case I don't got it. Normal mode, shunting mode, there we go, got it. Right, and then from here we take off that set, so let's just check, decouple in shunting mode. Okay, if it's decoupled in shunting mode, it shouldn't come with us, hopefully. Alright, and then pull back. There we go. Nicely done. Give it a bit of speed so you clear the section. Or we're far enough away. Hope that whoever's at the docks, whoever's working at the docks, was kind enough to put the handbrake on at least some of these wagons. And this brake van will probably end up returning to... Where do we keep brake vans? Probably to dockside itself, the main station. Take off brakes, past the shunting point, apply a bit more throttle. Yeah, I've been playing Train Sim World for the past 2 weeks, mainly the Great Western... not the Great Western, Western Somerset? Oh, I am. West Somerset, there we go. I am stalling, well not stalling, choking. The West Somerset Railway DLC with all of the locos and Trans-Pennines, which I recently finished yesterday. Ah, music. Must be shunting on a bit of a hill. A decline going down. It's still raining, and it's the middle of the night. Welcome to Britain. The stereotypical Britain. Where it's all rain and rainbows, supposedly. But regardless of that, I hope you guys who are viewing the video, hopefully, unless you got it on in the background, which is, you know, to each their own. I hope you guys are doing well during this difficult time, I suppose. And yeah, I hope this video just helps get you through the day. And I have been reading the comments on the previous few videos. One of the best ones for me, at least, was that I inspired someone to start building their own railway, and that's really cool. To be able to make videos that inspire others to create their own, you know, stuff, is always really nice. Okay, let's see. I have the shunter facing the right way, so the controls aren't reversed, which is great. I would have had that problem yesterday had I not turned the shunter around. And 75, off we go. Now, as far as I'm aware, because I've been playing Train Sim World, which is a lot more of an accurate representation of the periods it's designed after, I suppose. I have the 08 Shunter and the Class 09 both actually have whistles instead of horns, which is interesting, and it's only a one-tone whistle, so you have to hold it, and because I like to use the whistle, quote quote, I'll usually do one long tone and then a short tone, so it'll literally go, and this is just, I can't believe I'm actually going to do this, but it would literally go peep, peep, or something like that. Anyway, we pass the points, change that, and go back. Why is it still raining? I know we're out in the middle of the sea, but it shouldn't be raining this badly. Okay, that's it. Go over. Also, nothing that has a long wheelbase is allowed in the yard. It's just too dangerous and too unrealistic. I mean, the 37 barely took the points in front of you, in front of me. So yeah, I guess it just. I really hope they don't introduce derailment physics, because I am going to be screwed badly when it comes to tightness of points. Okay, so first person, because it's easier. We need to decouple this, set that to shunting mode, and then we'll do essentially a back shunt. That's not a word, but it's the only way I can describe it. Oh, it stopped raining. Yay. We'll do essentially what I'm describing as a back shunt, where we pull the selected rake, in this case the tankers, we pull them out into the head shunt them into the loop beside us, and then pull them back into a head shunt again, and then into the yard. And I'm not sure many yards were like this, because if they were, they didn't last very long due to complications. Basically, it would probably be a lot more difficult than you could imagine to shunt all of the rakes into the right sidings, because you go backwards and forwards, and the loco would either get probably stuck in one of the sidings, and you would have to get another rescue loco to pull the formation or consist out in order to free up the loco, and then shunt the wagons into that. And that's what's usually termed as like a shunting puzzle. And there are various model railway layouts based on that have the idea of a shunting puzzle, and it is fun to start with. But personally, I just like shunting like this, I guess, where it's not too complicated, but it is still fun. Anyway, as you can see, I have successfully pulled the 6 tankers away from the main consist. We passed the point. There we go. So we just switched that. That was already set because we just come back across. This sort of process will happen around about 3 times. So if you're one of those people who like to Netflix and chill, or just watch YouTube with popcorn and a nice drink, you might need those. But yeah, I'm surprised I haven't talked about the channel. We are doing well. I think we're doing pretty well considering the popularity of the channel. 100 views average on at least most of the newly released videos, which is always good. And I'm not in it for the views, but in the way I see it, the more views, the more people who are interested in your content, and it's sort of, in a way, motivation to just keep going and keep making enjoyable content, or just content in general. And I am trying to make more variety of content. The GTA videos are like one of the examples, and I have been procrastinating, which just basically means thinking very long and hard over doing a movie project, shall we say, based on street racing on the toges, which is mountain, or it means pass in Japanese, but essentially it's mountain pass racing. And I want to try and do a cinematic on that if I can. What I need is just the right time zones and the right mindset, because I want to also do it in first person, so it's a sort of aggressive driving, I suppose. Anywho, let us just, I think we're past the point, but yep, we should be past the point by now. But that procrastination is slowing down the start of that project a lot more than I would care to admit. Set that to normal mode so that we know when we hit the other sets. But yeah, that will come as and when. And unfortunately, in VR chat, I have been trying to upload a benchmark video for it, but this week I lost the avatar that I was using to the original creator, which is annoying, and it means that I have to either find another avatar that settles for that sort of look. Yeah, it is tight around these places. settle for the same sort of look as the other avatar I was using, or I would have to upload older videos. But I do want to upload, wrong way, I do want to upload VR chat content. I just need to learn how to edit more. And I have been using Windows Movie Editor to make I'm gonna call it a Frankensplice, but basically I just took a load of videos and just tried to see how and what I could do with it, essentially. And it's pretty good for what it is. It's a free thing if you get a Windows desktop or laptop. You can get it for free with that as an application. But it's pretty good. You can split, you can compile clips on top of one another. I'm not planning to use it permanently, but it is a good... be ready. Be ready. Be ready. Wait for it. I'm listening for a sound. There it is. Nice. I was off by a bit. Okay, well that makes things a tad problematic. Good, still space, didn't move, awesome. That's actually one successful maneuver. And disconnect this. But yeah, it's pretty good for what you want it to do. You can overlay audio as well, so I can easily put background music onto a video if I wanted to. And like I said, you can compile videos onto one another. So, for example, if I wanted this video if I wanted to add this video on top of the Heavy Freight to the Docks episode, I could do that, and then could just have like a sample text slide as a transition, because you can't. Ooh, that is tight. You can't really do transitions within Windows Movie Maker, not Editor, Movie Maker. But yeah, I'll probably end up using that as the rough draft for the GTA 5 cinematic that I want to do. And if I do end up doing the GTA 5 cinematic, there might be a bit of time in between the next Minecraft related video. Because if I get stuck doing Minecraft all the time, then that's what my channel will be known for. But if I'm able to do a variety of content, then I can pull in a larger audience. I'm thinking about this like a business, even though it really isn't. There's the horn. But yeah, that's basically it channel-wise. So unless there's some convenient background music that will come in right now, convenience, I probably won't be saying too much. I have been doing a lot of... I overclocked yesterday, doing a lot of work on the world. Basically, I shoveled a lot of sand, and I have just been trying to do some skeletal frames of the station building for dockside terminal, I believe I called it. We should be good. Yep. Okay. We're going for the second rate now, which is the flatbeds. Steady. Not too fast over the points. Maybe a short wheelbase shunter, but at least in Train Sim World, when it goes over a point, it bounces. Heavy on brakes. It's nice. It's refreshing to have such sharp brakes after playing so realistically. Right, left. So it does get a little easier now to shunt, because we're only going over 3 points instead of the full 4. But yeah, we'll just do that and see what happens. Also, I apologize for any background audio. Everyone's at home, so yeah, that's that problem. But hopefully my nice monotone robot sounding voice should be able to drown that all out. Hopefully. And we've also got the convenient background music. Okay, line up. Gauge distance. Brake. Brake. Oh, a bit more. Okay, that's now in shunting mode. So I need to... Did I put this in shunting mode? Yeah, I did. Okay, and then that should also be connected. And then we decouple the back rake over here. Probably this one. Okay. And then hopefully it should just be a case of pulling them back into the head shunt, shunting them across, back into the head shunt, and then shunting them into the siding. Like so. That horn is a tad obnoxious for my ears. Is that coming with us? No, it is not. Okay, cool. Clear road. Window view. But yeah, the docks are quite long. I think I made the loop way too long, so I lost a lot of yard space. I did have it in a previous layout where it went across a diamond sort of crossing, which was actually kind of interesting. But then there were issues where the tracks were essentially colliding, and the loco was switching from one side to another pretty quickly and pretty aggressively as well. There's also been a lot of visual glitches and slight variations with bugs within this particular update. I think I should be far enough in to the head shunt to shunt across. Let's check. Yep. My driving initiative is getting a little better, I think. Alrighty. And then I'm just gonna give it a bit of speed. There we go. And then let's just get a nice aerial shot. Oh, might be a bit slow. I think I kind of want this as a screenshot. Screeny. I'll check that later. I'm so impatient. Wrong button, right button, right button. Give me this. And brakes. Initial braking. There we go. And right button. Check. And we can pull back. And I am just going to check something for fear of not having it work as properly. Okay, that's fine. Just checking that we're actually recording this because I've been caught out a few times. I do like how the more you increase the throttle, the engine actually revs up higher, at least for this one. Actually, to be honest, across all the diesel locos currently in the game, both American Continental and British, the more you increase the throttle, the higher it sounds, the louder it sounds, which makes you think that the revs are actually going up, but because this is Minecraft, there's limits, obviously, and I understand that. So it's just a looping audio noise that just gets louder the more power you put onto the speed. I also noticed that the track joints are actually across all locos. I haven't gone far enough back, have I? I don't think I have. Let's check. This will just give me enough time to set... Yeah, I haven't. Okay, well, I can just set the points anyway. They should be going right about here. And so we go all the way back. We get into the loco. And pull back a bit more. The lever is usually a good place to mark. And now sharp brakes, heavy sharp brakes. Good thing they don't squeak. I did oil them up this morning, didn't I? Probably. I'm getting overly enthusiastic in this roleplay. But yeah, once again going back to the railway, dockside will be the last station to be built, and then I've also had the obviously well thought out idea sort of to rebuild Land's End entirely, and by rebuild I mean relocate as well. I think I'm going to go further into the flower meadow and then further down the coast to have a coastal route, and then see if I can wrong button. See if I can find a village or somewhere, because building on diagonal is a pain, but building both essentially horizontal in any direction is a lot easier, and that's sort of just common sense. But you'd be surprised how often people would miss such stop. How often people would miss such common sense. Of course, I plan to add more scenic details along the areas and along the line itself. I'm planning to actually have a road go from Shed Station all the way to Dockside, which will allow me to give road access to the dockside itself. Alright, let's put that in shunting mode. Pull back. And then as it's on the move, set that to normal mode for convenience. And it's becoming night once again, so that's already 10 minutes past, maybe? Oh wait, no, it was raining. It's usually pretty dark when it rains. That's why you sleep in a bed. In Minecraft. In real life, I don't know what you're supposed to do when it rains. Okay, past the points, heavy brakes. The last rake of the shunt. Yep, looking good. Looking good, looking good. I'm surprised how well this is going. I thought this would be a flop. It could still be a flop. We still have time. There's still enough time for this video to flop badly due to many mistakes made and, you know, careless attention. But I intend for it to not be said flop. Okay, stop, pause. We passed the point. Yeah, there we go. I keep thinking for some reason, because of the way the music is sometimes, the Minecraft music, I'm not sure it's this one, but there's a similar sort of sounding tune which has, I think is a violin, or something that, you may not be able to hear it, but it sounds like the brakes are squeaking, or the flanges on the points are also squeaking as the loco goes over it. If that is the case, that's a great attention to detail, and props to whoever came up with the idea and actually implemented it into the mod. But it's really confusing when Minecraft is actually making noises of a railway or railway-related noises, and it's actually just the background music and I think a violin or some other stringed instrument. I'm not a musician by trade. In fact, I'm not anything by trade at the moment. Just unemployed and a shut-in. For now. Maybe something will happen. Who knows? Can only be optimistic. Alright, coming up to the box vans. I think I'm actually going to swap out where the oil tankers are. I think they're oil tankers, they're just tankers. For the box vans, just so it looks a lot better placement for at least where the warehouse is. The building on the near left. Oh, hold. No, there you go. And you're also, okay, that should be good. And this is the last rake. There is 6 there, right? Good, I can count, that's good. Alright, and pull back. We can afford to go faster because we're going a little further, and I'll give you guys some first person interior of a box van. Look at this. Look at this great interior, so spacious, such a homely interior. My sarcasm. 2 box vans forward and 1 back. Oh, rough. Squawk. There we go. Yeah, I have tried to see if I could get the replay mod working so that we could get better angles of this, but I've obviously overlooked something, or I don't have a specific application installed in order to make it work. I'm not sure whether it requires optifying, but If that's the case, then it will just mean I'll have to install that, which is fine, I suppose. I mean, it's not really going to be too costly. Most of these applications are free. You only just have to... Actually, you don't even have to give credit to the original developers. They're just free for the community to use. And those are some of the best kind of mods. Right, we have pulled into the head shunt, probably far enough back behind the points. There we go. Second to last shunt. Correction, third to last. And push forward. Please don't try to listen to this video without any context. Like, don't just try and listen to it as an audio, because yeah, if you have a toilet mind like me sometimes, or your mind's in the gutter a lot of the time, this will be very awkward to listen to. And also, if you have watched this far in the video and have put up with my unnecessary ramblings, or are just here to watch trains move around a yard, if you have any suggestions that aren't big mainline stations or big through mainline stations, for like the future of the railway, or any specific locos you want to see on the railway itself, leave a comment, let me know, and I'll see if I can A, get it to work, B, be able to build it, depending on the comment. If I can build what you're suggesting, then I'll give credit as to your idea, and then until I can actually get multiplayer working, or make this a downloadable world, then you can have your own sort of influence on the railway itself. Though nothing too crazy. I'm not going to build, like, I don't know, massive castle or something like that, though that would be kind of cool for a scenic outlook. But yeah, I think what I'll have is, I feel I would like, if possible, to be able to have a diesel depot for... Ooh, better set the track. A diesel depot for all of Dragon's modern British, so like class 101s, class 43s, class 66, class 37, and a few others as well, and Mount Liel or something. Mount Liel Arbiter, or Arbiter of Mount Liel. It's BR class 15. Good thing you have a good memory. Get those all in its own diesel depot. That way I don't have to completely rebuild shed stations in order to fit in more locos, or just have them stabled awkwardly on the lines. So I was thinking the loop where we passed coming into the docks, if I had another runoff there, I could make it so that there could be a depot that way, and have it so that the depot... Ooh, wrong way. There we go, there's the choke. Have it so that the depot is facing towards dockside itself, and then if that's the case, I'm just going to do something where I still have the idea of doing it. If that's the case, then it would just mean that I could... it was already in normal mode. I could probably have it so that we've got Great Western and LNER stock at shed station, and then create an entire another steam depot / yard, motive power depot at Land's End, if I can find a flat enough piece of ground, because every time I've been to a village or near a village in terms of building a railway there, I've never actually disturbed the village. I've always left the village well enough. Oh, there we go. I was waiting for that, to be honest. I've never disturbed the village. The villagers have accidentally got caught in the coaches, and I've had to eradicate them once I wanted to put the coaches into the stables. But I did have the good deed, at least yesterday, to repopulate village terminus village. We are just going to pull back into the shunt to repopulate that, and just make it a little easier for them to live better. You know, more villages, more social interaction, regardless of the times. But yeah, that is essentially it. I am surprised that I got this done with very little hiccups, aside from control confusion, which might also relate to the fact that this is still a fairly new keyboard layout to me. I'm fairly unused to it, and it's also offset because of where the desk is. I'm just making excuses, ignore me. But yeah, we will do the usual thing. Let's just do this. Look at that, how the building frames it. So yeah, that would be it today for the video. I once again and continue to say I'm surprised how well this went. If it is a good enough video for you guys to enjoy, I will be very glad. But if you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like. If this is something you want to see on a more regular basis, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell so you can always see when the next video uploads, whenever that may be. Suggest any ideas in the comments, and yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys around.